So, hello, good day and good evening, all. So, this is Anirban. Today, I want to share my recent learning on the ADK MCP integration. That is the Google Agent Development Kit and the MCP tools integration, and how it makes the code very compact and very easy to understand. So, I'm going to take the example of a Big Query MCP tool set, and I'll give the relevant links as well. So, here's my GCP Cloud Shell, and I go to this app which I have created already, BQ Agent app. And what I do is I will start up the ADK web for this. So, okay, so I'll activate my virtual environment, and I give the command ADK web. So this app is supposed to connect to the BigQuery public dataset. It's called the e-commerce dataset, the Look e-commerce dataset, and we can interact with it. So it just needs my project ID for authorization. So I'll copy that. So we'll start interacting with the app. So it responds saying, "Hello, I'm a BigQuery data analyst, and what can I do for you?" So we can say, "Give me the total sales month wise for 2023." Now, this is a very simple query, but we are basically testing the BigQuery MCP tool set, which is connected with the agent development kit, and we can see that it has done these MCP, basically this kind of MCP tools. It has gone through and it has executed the SQL also. And in this case, we are not uh, printing the SQL, but we can see the SQL here, what SQL went through: group by sales month, select mm, the created sales month and the total sales. Now we can give a little bit of a more complex query: compare the product category wise sales between Q3 and Q4 2023. So let's see how that goes. So we see that category wise quarter 3 and quarter 4 sales are given. We can add, give the top 5 products with uh, positive increase from quarter 3 to quarter 4, and add the percentage increase in a column. Let's see. We don't want all the products, but we want top 5. Let's say top 5 selling products which has increased in sales. We can see that it has given that. Okay, it has given product. I want a product category. Give the same result, product category wise. So it has given here with the product ID. So this is a specific product which has appreciated a lot the sales, but I want product category wise. So since I said product here, it took the product ID, but now I want the same result product category wise. Let's see if that comes. Yes, so I see that the best increase was in these product categories, right? And these are the top five. I can also ask, give the top five product categories with declining sales for the same report. Let's see if it understands that I'm trying to compare quarter three and quarter four, and it gives me the declining product categories. So it does give me that these are the products for which the sales has actually gone down, right? And I can see it in decreasing order of sales decline. So the maximum decline is in these products, and it comes down. So the top five declining products. So some insights on increasing this sales based on the report. So it has given us set of insights, like, so where the positive growth has happened, where the declining growth has happened. So it is giving a set of insights and recommendations. For example, reevaluate product assortment for declining categories, strategize marketing and promotion, learn from high performing categories, competitive analysis, etc. So we can even introduce Google search here and get competitor info and all that. This is a public data, so we are not going to that. But the important thing what I was trying to show here is this code is very, very simple. And I'll open this code. Sometimes it takes a little bit of, I'm in the Google Cloud Shell, so I'm in the Cloud Shell editor. So the code is only this much. This is a unnecessary code. I'll delete it off. So it's unbelievable that the entire thing is being done by Gemini 2.5 Flash, and this is the BigQuery toolset which I'm using, which is actually the Google ADK tools, the BigQuery tools, BigQuery toolset. So since this is a public dataset, there is no authentication information. Otherwise, when I connect to the toolset, I might give the authentication information here, which Google has provided. So if we search ADK and BigQuery toolset, we can, the first link that will Google BigQuery meets Google ADK and MCP. This is the link where they have given this. This is a pretty recent July, end of July, but works very good. So here the credentials and all how to be given is all discussed, and how this is working. So this is the credentials. So if it is a protected, I mean, in a actual customer environment, there will be security. Since we are using a public data set, so all we are saying here is, we are given the public dataset name here, and it based on that, it is, this is a public dataset, BigQuery public dataset, and we are saying make use of these tools and use the table names and the you to answer the user queries. That's all the instruction which is there. There is nothing more here. Okay, so this end of. So this is all the code that is there. So now we can see, and at the same time I'd like to show another code which I have developed, where we are auto generating the SQL based on the table schemas and the instructions. So here we are giving the BigQuery dataset schemas, which tables are there and which columns are there, and we are using the prompt to get a natural language query, which takes the natural language query. So the schema is one input here, and it basically it replies with the SQL and the plot type. So that's what it replies. So it says that please give the SQL query and the plot type. So this plot type is sent to the front end along with the data. So this here in the generate plot, the query is executed and the plot type and the generated data is sent to the front end, which is a React.js front end, which is running in the front end server, and this generates the plot. So we can see that also quickly how that works. So we go here and go to the terminal, we come out of this. So now I go to this app, ADK sales app. Now I just go to CD. First I deactivate this particular virtual environment. Now I go to CD backend. This has its own virtual environment, so I'll say source. Okay. And I will say ubicon. I'll run the fast API server. Ubicon main colon app. Reload is optional, so it's running, and I can open another window where I can run the front end here. Hope it runs. It's running. So I have the front end and the back end. Now here I'll give start with simple. Give me the total revenue by month for 2023 in a bar plot. I'll specify the plot type. Let's see if it works. So it has given me. I can say give me the category, not category, product category, product category wise sales for quarter 3 2023 in a pie plot. Again, we can check the SQL. We can even output the SQL in the front end. I'm not doing that. So it has generated the SQL, run it, and we can see a nice pie plot where we can see what are the categories that sold the most in quarter 3 2023. We can even compare the same query that I was running the other window, the other project, the product category wise comparison between quarter 3 and quarter 4 of I gave A3. Okay, yes, sorry. Three in plot for top 10 top 10 categories. Let's see how that goes. It has generated the SQL and sent back to the front end. So we can see nicely that this is the quarter 3 and this is the quarter 4 for this particular category, quarter 3 and quarter 4, and we can see the top 10 categories. So this we see that the difference I was going to show is here we are using a React JS frontend. So if we see the nice plots and charts, which we can interface that with the ADK also in the other project. But the main important thing is if we look at the code here, this particular code here, we are giving instructions to generate the SQL to get the BigQuery schema. So it fetches the schema of the e-commerce dataset tables. In this case, I've already prefetched it because it's a public dataset. Otherwise, you can get the schema in a query, and then I can feed this schema to construct the SQL and also a inferred plot type. Now, since I'm saying it's a pie plot or a bar plot, it's taking that from the query. But if I don't give also, it will infer the plot type and it will give back that natural language, the SQL and the plot type from the natural language query. And then finally this generate plot will basically get the data. It will execute the SQL, and once it executes the SQL using the BQ client. So here it uses the BQ client to execute the SQL, and this result it basically sends back to the front end. So plot type and the data, these two things it sends back to the front end, to the React.js front end, which then connects, and basically these are all APIs, post APIs, and connects to this, and basically it mm, it then displays the uh, plot that we are seeing. So same thing here. What is happening if you see in the in the this particular code, the code is much more concise, and we are getting the same data. There is no code to execute the query, no code to create the SQL, no code to get the table info. All this is being invoked transparently by the BigQuery MCP server, which is provided now by Google. So this is the advantage, unique advantage, and we can change it in any way. We can change the default ADK UI. If you don't like it, we can output the SQL also. Like in one other variant, I have outputted the SQL also, so business can look at the SQL and make changes as well and send back the updated SQL. That's also possible. We can get insights. We can add Google search to it to get competitor info if you are doing the project for a particular customer, right? And all those things we can do, and we can run it repetitively in a loop to get better results. This kind of insights. So that also sometimes improves the results. That's what we have seen. So I wanted to do this quick comparison of BigQuery MCP toolset and the BigQuery client way of interacting with BigQuery datasets to generate the insights and plots and charts which business might want. Thank you for listening here.